I'm 45 years old and I'm going to get pregnant naturally. And beyond that, I'm also going to give birth naturally. I know I sound crazy. Hi, my name is Jenny. Welcome to Ageless, Bold, and Fertile. My channel is all about empowering women and restoring hope and faith in our bodies to allow it to do what it was divinely designed to do. I am documenting my conception journey on what I am doing. And I know this is very bold what I'm doing. But essentially I am speaking life. I am literally speaking life into myself, and I'm speaking life. And I'm going to document it for other women who are also in their 40s to empower you guys to bring back hope and faith in yourself and in your own body. My plan is to change my lifestyle, to document it, and to have it happen so that I can show you ladies that it can happen. One of the things I find a lot when I'm searching this content and searching on this particular women in 40s being fertile, having children, is that there's so much discouraging information out there that once you hit your 40s, you're too old, your eggs are old, you don't have enough eggs, your eggs are crap, you're gonna have a crappy kid, you're not even gonna be able to birth a healthy child. Like, there's so much information that I personally refuse to believe for myself. No, I'm not cuckoo. No, I'm just like, I don't believe in medical science. I believe in medical science, but I also believe that our minds are really powerful as well too. And I personally have always felt like I was going to have more children. So here's my backstory. I have 3 older children. I was 25, 28 into 29, and 32 when I had my older batch of kids. And I'm gonna have hopefully 1 to 2 more kids. That is my goal. That is my desire. That is my intention. And I have been trying for a couple of years, but let's like break that down because I haven't really been committed to trying. Now, doing IVF has never really been an option for me. No shade at anybody who does it. I believe anyone who wants to be a mom can use any means necessary, whether that's IVF, surrogacy, and all are welcome here. If you're in your 40s and you want to have a child, you're welcome here. That's what this channel is all about. It's all about empowering us, because just the content matter I see a lot of out there is all that we're too old to have kids, and I don't subscribe to that because I personally know of women in their mid 40s who are having children naturally on their own. Okay. And so for the last maybe three years, maybe 2 years, have been trying to conceive. But if I was to be really honest, I would say that I really haven't been fully committed. Okay. Now, what I mean by that is, for instance, work. Okay. So in this line of work, this thing that I do, it's very stressful and it takes a lot of my time and my attention. And what happens with stress? Well, that raises cortisol levels. Okay. Another thing that this job was doing to me is it raises my blood pressure quite a bit. So there's that aspect. Okay. Also, my diet and exercise hasn't been great over the last several years. So what happened was my blood pressure had been high for a while, several months. And I'm talking like it would range anywhere from like 130s, 135 over like 100 to like 160 over like 110. And I mean, I'm telling you, it could jump that within minutes. Okay. Crazy. So I did a test and I said, hey, I'm going to take a break from this one job that I do. And on top of that, I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to start exercising. I'm going to start taking more potassium, because potassium is the opposite of sodium and you need the potassium to balance out the sodium. And I started taking like these vitamins, and 2 days later, I read my blood pressure and it was the lowest it had been in forever. It was 118 over 78. And that's when I realized my job was stressing me out, because I literally just stepped back for 2 whole days and didn't focus on it whatsoever. And that showed me that my blood pressure matters. So anyways, so with that, now that I'm like, this year, I was just like, okay, I'm committed. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I've always had this strong feeling within myself that I was gonna have like a second set of kids. Okay. I'm quite surprised I'm actually not pregnant yet because I'm extremely fertile, but we'll get into that as these videos roll along. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. If this resonates with you at all, hit that like button, that subscribe button, because we're building a community of women, like-minded women, and this is all to help support each and every one of us. Okay. And so I have committed to it. And what does that mean? Well, what that means is I have changed my eating habits. My eating habits are really poor. I literally just eat whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. So over the last, since May 17th, I've really started to buckle down. So actually tomorrow makes a month. Really started to buckle down. So minimizing my processed carbohydrates. So I still eat like carbohydrates. Like I don't not eat any like vegetable carbohydrates or fruit carbohydrates. I just don't like to have the processed ones. Okay. Increasing my protein and fruits and vegetables as well. I also incorporated like a half an hour a day of working out. I do that about 6 days a week. Now, I want to also talk about what I've started taking specifically for fertility. I'm taking CoQ10. I am taking, this is new. I've only been taking this for the last like 30 days, the OvaSense. Okay. OvaSense is myo-inositol and D-cryo-inositol. I just read that it makes you super fertile. And because I saw this thing, I went into the store and it was like this fertility box, right? It was like in a CVS type store. And it was super fertile, makes you super fertile. So then I read the ingredients in it and I saw that it was like this. And so I get all of my vitamins from the, it's called Down to Earth on Maui. I'm on Maui. And it is like it's a health food store basically. So everything's just like either like vegan or vegetarian, that type of stuff, like natural type stuff. So I am taking the OvaSense, which I take like 2 capsules of that. It comes with like a little measuring thing. I take about 2 of those a day. It recommends like 1 to 2. I take like between 1 to 2. I just kind of like dip it twice, but it's not always like full all the way. And then I take 2 of the CoQ10 and I take my prenatal once daily. That is like a vegetarian version of prenatal vitamins. So I started my period on June 12th. So far, it's been about a 30-day cycle, right? Of implementing everything new food, new habits, right? New vitamins. And so what I noticed, my period started on June 12th, just this past Friday. Today is June 16th. Excuse me. It's Tuesday, June 16th. What I noticed is my period blood was richer. Like it was more vibrant. The color was more red. It's normally a little bit darker, but this one was it was more vibrant. It was quite vibrant. And to me, I take that as a good sign. I take that kind of just as my uterus, it's almost like life is coming back into it. Okay. And then I have the prenatal vitamins. And so this period did kind of come in strong. It also was 5 days early. I believe it was 5 days early because I kind of did like a huge shift. You know what I mean? I went from being like pretty much sedentary to working out 6 days a week for a half an hour and then like walking whenever I can to making sure I'm hitting my 10,000 steps a day. I just implemented this little stuff. I'm really focusing on my health first. Okay, so that's what this video is about. If this resonates with you, if you want to follow my journey because you're on a similar journey, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button, because what I'm doing is building a community of women in their 40s and 50s who want to have children. I believe I'm not giving any medical information whatsoever. I am not a doctor. I am not promising pregnancy. I'm just documenting myself. But I do believe a lot of what we think also impacts our bodies. And so we also got to keep our mind strong and to continue to have hope and faith in our bodies. Okay. So if this resonates with you, please hit that like button. I really appreciate you guys if you do. And stay tuned. We have much more information coming soon. Have a wonderful day. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Aloha.